Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions.
And welcome to Euro 2020. We are going to look at every team group by group and give our predictions for the first round of fixtures. And now, without further punning or gilding the lily, it's time to start. Start? Ian, we're finishing. It's Group F.
That is right, Thomas. Group F, and it looks like this should be the most exciting group out of all of them. But just before we start, remember that Euro 20/21 is being played all the way across Europe with multiple host nations and host countries. And these games will be held in Budapest and Munich, which gives home advantage to one of the sides in this group. But it ain't this side. It is world champions and all singing and all dancing France.
Oh, my sweet Jesus, Mother of God.
My stars and garters.
Every time I look at this France squad, you were in the notes, you've written their second 11 could beat those teams. Holy hell, yeah. They are led by the best player on earth right now, Kylian Mbappe, who is pretty much unplayable and PSG fall apart when he's not there. The greasy man, as you like to say, is pretty much their cam, and he is so much better for France than Barca will ever let him be. Effervescent, never ending, never youth. He still looks the same, and that hair is on point. Olivier Giroud still leads the line for World Cup winning France.
World's worst World Cup winning player.
Oh, go away. We can't even forget the fact that N'Golo Kante just produced the performance of his career in a career that's basically been 1,000 of these performances to just win the Champions League final by himself. Oh, have I mentioned Paul Pogba plays for this team? Paul Pogba is actually allowed to play in his actual center midfield position and dictate play, or do what he loves to do for France and go on one of those ridiculous Yaya Toure runs he's capable of. Ian, don't worry, you're not getting any words in. At the back, Kimpembe and Varane can hold the center. Pavard at right back is unreal. His ability to strike a ball from like 20 or 30 yards and score, as well as play a really, really solid right back position for pretty much the best club side on earth, if we're being honest, in Bayern Munich, and then playing right back for France, the best nation on earth. Lucas Hernandez is at left back. Hugo Lloris is a perfectly serviceable goalkeeper. I'm sorry. You know you're a fantastic side when your goalkeeper is the worst player on your team and he's written down as very good. And that is not even taking into account that one of the best players in La Liga is coming in from the cold. Karim Benzema is being allowed to play. Ian, you need to stop me. There's too many. There's too many.
They are a wonderful side, and if any, look, honestly, they should go and win this tournament. They are that good. They look like the head and shoulders almost above everyone else, really. It might not play out that way. They might have an off night and go out, but they really do look like they've almost strengthened them, that side that won the World Cup in 2018. Look at the back line. Look how many centre-backs could get into this French side. Upamecano was at one point this season touted as the best young centre-back. He's not even in the squad.
Yeah.
And Bayern Munich have just bought him for a fistful of dollars, no doubt, or they let a contract run out. I don't know. So it is crazy. I would actually say that if you have erectile dysfunction, just go and look at the French squad.
That's why the camera is from here up on me. Like, it's just throbbing.
Okay, well, if you want us to talk more about that, then maybe join up for Patreon. And but we will move on. Oh my God, I've just seen who's playing now. Right. Let's try if we can stop Tom from gushing. I doubt it, because we're going to talk about Portugal.
God, this is my favorite side to talk about. Right, quickly, let's talk about this. Jose Font is just a gorgeous human being. He's a fantastic center back, and at the back, great. João Cancelo, I mean, like, he's been one of the best right backs in the Premier League for a while. But then we get to the midfield, right? João Moutinho will never die, and he will never stop being one of the best defensive center midfielders in the world. He does his job so perfectly. He cuts off attacks. When he receives the ball, he doesn't overplay. He just looks to bring everyone else in. I don't actually know who Pereira is, so I'm not going to get into that right now. But Bruno Fernandes plays this side. Bruno has been unplayable in just about every game he's played for a year and a half at Man United, outside of one game, which was the Europa League final, where they just marked him out of it. But he has the ability to win any game at any time. He can score from distance. He can play. Does he play in Cristiano Ronaldo plays this side, and he actually just gets to be a striker. Holy hell. With Fernandes giving Ronaldo the ball, this side is going to score so many goals. They've got Bernardo Silva, who's absolutely awesome driving in from the wing. They've got Yao Felix on the left. Like, this has got to be one of the best sides in the world. And they won the last Euros magically. So, Ian, can they do it again?
Yeah, they've definitely improved. And maybe the best two sides in the tournament here in France and Portugal meet in the same group. They've definitely improved since that side. Because it all used to be about Ronaldo. It all used to be about just him. And you could take him out of that side now and they'd still win the majority of their games, which wasn't something that used to be able to say about Portugal. We haven't even touched about Jota. We haven't even touched about Neves from Wolves. Yeah. He's in there too. There's two other Silvas as well as Bernardo. Andre Silva's been amazing for Frankfurt. Rafa Silva's been great for Benfica. It is an extremely dangerous Portugal side. I cannot wait to see Portugal versus France. You've almost got could be a precursor to the final in the group stages right here. But the only thing that could stand in their way is the fact they've got another bloody tough side in their group, and that is the side with the home advantage, Thomas. The Germans.
Who is doing the picks for these? I mean, this isn't actually fair that one of these teams basically won't make the next round in theory. Right, so Joachim Löw's Germany. They've got Gnabry, who's just had this insane rebirth at Bayern Munich. Why keep going Bayern Munich, Real Madrid? At Bayern Munich, where he's become one of the best wingers on earth, having been useless at West Brom. They've got Leroy Sané, who I don't think anyone who's ever watched him thinks he's not just like oozing talent and panache when he plays. I mean, he just runs circles around people. He's so skilled. They've got Timo Werner, the German who talks about himself in the third person, and despite finding it completely impossible to score a goal for Chelsea, is a really good striker. And even when he's not a good striker, the pace and the dribbling ability he has, he draws so many fouls in the penalty box because no one can keep up with him. Then you've got Luka Modric's best mate in Timo Kroos. Kroos, a player that he can control any game with his passing. Goretzka, who's come out of the woodwork at Bayern Munich to just run match after match after match. And then Kimmich, again, one of the best all the best defensive midfielders are in this one group. It's unreal. You've got Kimmich, João Moutinho, and N'Golo Kante. And you've got Rabiot, who can do it all at front. So it's unreal. At the back, the worst thing you can say about Germany is that Sula may start at center back, and he is just literally putting the Hulk at center back and hoping he'll concentrate for long enough to stop the opposition. But Rudiger's had a really good year. He's played really well under Tuchel, and they got one of the best goalkeepers on earth in Neuer. I mean, I need to stop talking because I'm just way too excited about this group.
I mean, again, there's Muller. Muller's around there still in this squad as well, so they've got the experience. The only thing is, right, is it's it just seemed to be off the boil. This Germany side just doesn't seem to be I don't know what to say. I don't know whether it's because they know Löw's leaving at the end of this tournament, and maybe that's affecting the players. But they've been off the boil for a while now, and we know North Macedonia beat them in a game recently as well. So, and they had a 1-1 draw, I think, with Denmark at the last time. Well, that game was yesterday at the time of recording this, but that almost makes Germany more dangerous. The fact that people are overlooking them, and it's a bit of World Cup 2002, where no one gave them a chance and they ended up in the final. It's still a phenomenally talented side, and I don't think that it really could be a toss of a coin between France, Germany, and Portugal as to who wins this group. I don't think any of them are going to go out because third place will get you through unless you're really bad. But England play one of the sides in this group next up if they get through. So it's kind of we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess. But the Germans, obviously, a very, very dangerous side, and we've got three quality sides, and Tom's waxed lyrical about all of them. And it's time to move on to the fourth side, which arguably are the best side in it. And Tom has got 45 minutes lined up to talk about Hungary.
I feel really bad for them because any side that's going to have a minus 12 to 15 goal difference at the end of 3 games is going to really be licking its wounds. This is no rudeness to Hungary, but they are going to be the biggest afterthought this tournament has. If they have one game where they don't concede 3 goals, they'll have had a good tournament. Ian, do you want to say more before I just really insult the Hungarians.
I mean, they've got home advantage, haven't they? That's the one thing going for them. So I mean, but it's got to be a case of them just being happy to be there with the group that they're in, and fans as well can't have big expectations about them. In a group like this, it will just be kind of like happy to see the other sides, really. One of their main players in midfield as well, and I'm going to butcher his name, Soboladze from Leipzig. He's a big loss for them. He's gone out. There's just not a lot of quality in there. Golaski's a decent goalkeeper, but a lot of sides have got decent goalkeepers in there. And you just, I mean, despite having home advantage, they're not really going to be able to lay a glove, you wouldn't think, in any of these sides.
No, absolutely not. And with that finally said, we will go into predictions. But firstly, let me please thank everyone who supported on Patreon, specifically Robert Allen, PJ Simpson, and Matthew Bowden, and then to everyone else's supporters. If you're enjoying this channel, we do have a special Euro 2020 feature. Please have a click on it. It's super cheap and it gives us a huge amount of support. But even if you just like watching us, please comment below. Tell us what you think of our predictions and our comments on your teams, or possibly not your teams. You just think we're wrong. Smash the subscribe button. Hit the like button, and generally just interact with us as much as you can, because we are here to hang out with you guys. We've done tons of live streams this season, and it's been great having you on. Oh my God, Ian, it's coming at me. It's the war chart.
That's right, Thomas. It's coming at you hot and hard, this war chart, because whenever it's an international tournament, it's not just predictions. Me and Thomas literally go to war. We've done predictions for all of the first round apart from this group. Let's dive into Group F, Thomas. 15th of June, Hungary versus your beloved Portugal.
5-0.
To who?
Portugal.
Well, this might shock you. This might shock and amaze you. But I can see Portugal winning this game as well. I'm going 3-0.
Yeah, I'm doing that classic Pickering trait where I go really hard, and then it's going to be like a 1-0 win to Portugal. I'll be sat there like...
I'm leading this one off as well, because after that little hors d'oeuvre, we launch into a main event that has graced latter stages of tournaments of years gone by. It is time for your beloved France versus your beloved Germany.
Yeah, I actually think it's going to be a really tough game for both sides. Even if Germany don't turn up for this tournament, Germany at 60% are still an insanely hard team to beat. Obviously, France, I want to say it's going to be 4-0, but if you win 4 or 5-0 in a game like this at the beginning of a tournament, every match after this is going to be a real fucking grind. This isn't generally where you peak if you're the best side. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to the French.
Bitte Deutschland, something, something. Even though I think France are great, I'm backing Germany. I think they will win. I'm going for France 1, Germany 2. How do you like that, Tom? How do you like that, Tom? I've no idea what this song is.